So me being young, smart and dumb, I'm like, well, why sell drugs? I can just make money. I was like making fake money, and then I would take it and go sell it to people in the hood, and be like, here's $1,000 counterfeit, give me $500 real. And so then they could go do what they wanted to go do with the money, and then I was getting real money. And there's a movie about my life called Tower to Tower, a documentary. You can find it online. It's just called Tower to Tower. I was convicted of 4 felonies and sentenced to the Texas State Penitentiary.
I bet they checked that bail money to make sure that bail money was real money. I bet they checked that, right? Because you can say, here's my bail.
Yeah.
I see you play.
Yeah, this new app, Saul Paul Dream in 3D.
I was talking about your guitar.
Oh, I'm tripping. My bad. Yeah, it's a classical acoustic. I play acoustic hip hop.
Acoustic hip hop.
Yeah, like I rap, play guitar. It's different, but it's fresh.
I'd like to hear that.
Rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine, yeah. Say rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine, yeah. Rise to the moment, rise to the occasion. Open your eyes, recognize there's greatness within your reach. You should seize it, you should take it. Can you see it? Can you take it? Destiny. Hard work and a plan, that's a recipe for success that'll launch you where them blessings be. The road to riches though, that's where them testers be. But I ain't tripping, you knowin' how it's Texas be. A lot of pride, plus a lot of confidence. And my job is to see what is not obvious. As a pioneer and an entrepreneur, so I'ma work it out till it's smoother than bluer. For sure, I'ma make it to the finish line. I got my second win, and now it's finish time. It's like spinach time, and I am Popeye. Stop short? No, not I. Rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine, yeah. Say rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine. You got nothing to lose. Would've make you daily play like you got nothing to prove. Don't be frontin' for fools, stay focused. You got something to do. Snatch the top slops, the use of number 2. Hold your arm like Neo when they come for you. You choose the ruler, get chopped like lumber do. The comfort of slumber, keep the dumb ones under the roof. Don't scare the thunder, die, they have but hunger for food. You was birthed on this earth with a purpose and cause. It blow your mind to find it's more than simply serving the law. Every day that you wake, you involved in a war. Recall when you swore never get as worse as before. You better take what's yours, or they'll take what's yours. From this day forward, be great, change your fate for sure. Let the hate elevate the rating which you score. Time is ticking much quicker, you can't wait no more. Rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine, yeah. I say rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know the Dave Darin show? He used to be on terrestrial radio, but he got fired.
It's over. Don't you think it's over?
I'll spit. Here comes the bull spiller now.
Dave Darin.
welcome to Dave Darin Show. I've got Saul Paul on the show. He's going to perform live for us in the studio. He's at Hypermedia Studio. How's it going, man?
I cannot complain, man. I'm on tour. I could be home back in Texas right now, back in Austin, Texas, the live music capital, but instead I'm in New York City, so I cannot complain.
So let's talk about your music. I mean, I've been checking you out a little bit now. By the way, what I do is Beatrice will tell you, I do a little bit of study about the artist, but I don't study a lot. So I'm probably going to ask you questions and you're going to think, Dave, you didn't do any research on me. But the reason I don't do that is I want to learn from you as my viewers learn from you. So that's why I make it fresh.
Method acting. You do method acting. Okay. So it's like you put yourself in the seat of the viewer. Okay, I got you.
Yep, I sure do. That's exactly right. So now I did a little bit of research from you, and I saw that you were raised by your grandmother at a young age, right? You were like 3 years old. Your grandmother was like in her 60s or what?
Okay, dude. You did deep research. You got ages and everything. I'm glad I changed my social. Yeah, no, that's it exactly. Yeah, my grandmother raised me. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't really appreciate it when she was doing it, but also when she was like 65 years old raising a 3-year-old. But she raised me as her own. I grew up an only child, and she was an awesome parent.
Wow. Now, hopefully you were a mellow kid because 3 is only past the terrible 2s by 1 year, and we got your 65-year-old grandmother raising a terrible 2-year-old kid, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I was not mellow at all. I was my terrible 2s lasted to like my 20s. Like I was terrible at 22. So, but yeah, she was awesome. So it's funny again. She was low key. I guess I'm kind of mellow in life, but I think it's because she was mellow. I wasn't mellow. She was mellow. So I think she was done with it by the time she started raising me. Right? She had already raised 16 kids.
Wow.
So she had already been through it all. I think by the time she got to me, she made sure I was provided for her, made sure I had love, and was like, hey, you go do you.
Wow, 16 kids. She did not raise a family with 16 kids. She raised a football or baseball team with 16 kids, right?
Yeah.
There was an old lady who lived in a shoe, had so many kids she didn't know what to do. She tried to put them down and send them to bed, but they all bounced around the room instead. Little lady, what you gonna do with all those rowdy kids?
So now I know that you're like a motivational speaker as well, and I know that you went through some harder times. Do you elaborate on that, or you'd rather not talk about that? It's up to you. Your personal life is something I think is important.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes people will be in different contexts, and hey, I don't want to bring up your past. Like, I made a movie about it. I wrote a book about it, put it in all my songs. So that's public knowledge. That's I'm a motivational speaker, but really, I don't know. People get motivated when I speak. It's really just me sharing my story. My grandmother raised me because my mom died when I was 3 years old. But my grandmother was already raising me at 2 because it was just that type of situation. My mom, I was already staying with my grandmother before my mom even died. But before my mom died, my dad had already disappeared. So my dad was gone. My mom died when I was 3. My grandmother, she adopted me. She raised me. But she was impoverished. We grew up poor in the ghetto in Houston. Social Security and food stamps. It's funny. It's like people nowadays, they call it like a fixed income. But I think our income wasn't fixed. It was just broke. You know what I mean? Like it definitely wasn't fixed. And but she did the best she could. She did an awesome job. I didn't even know I was poor. I mean, when you're poor and you grow up around poor people, you don't see yourself as poor. That's how you see yourself as average. Like we all had the same thing. It was later in life I realized how poor I really, really grew up when I went to college. And I was like, oh snap. Like I was like a step from like the little kid, the little babies on TV with the bloated stomach, with flowers around their head. Like basically I was like one step past that. Like, I grew up that poor. But my grandmother was so awesome, my house was like full of love. So that covered up for a lot that I didn't have.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can understand that. It's funny. I guess my parents, we grew up middle class. So, I guess you really cannot think about that unless you're in that situation. Some people say, oh, wow. But can they really understand that? I mean, a situation like that is something that people can't really understand unless they're in that position.
I think you're right. And it's funny because I think we all had the opportunity to to realize that. I won't be disrespectful to a woman and say that when I have a terrible stomach ache, I can relate to pregnancy. You know, it's like, it's not the same thing. It's like, nah, that's something different. Even though my pain is bad, I think I'm not going to try to equate the two. You know what I mean? It's different. So I think you're right. We just have empathy for others and whatnot. But yeah, it was different growing up. And like I had this unique story about, because my grandmother, when I realized hindsight's 20/20, so I know everything now. I didn't know how to know growing up. I know everything now. Insert joke. But yeah, looking back, my grandmother was old. I was young. She was slow. I was fast. She was soft-hearted. I was hard-headed. It was like the perfect environment for me to be terrible. And basically I did. And plus my culture and my environment was bad. And so I don't make excuses for the choices I made. What I can say is that I was influenced by my culture and my community. So I did a lot of bad stuff growing up, so much so that I got arrested by the FBI when I was 17 years old.
By the FBI? By the FBI?
Now, if you want on this 44 Magnum, you can shoot it single action. Next like trigger pull.
Did you mean to do that?
Yeah.
FBI, alphabet boys. Yeah, that's what we call them in the hood. The alphabet boys. I got arrested by the FBI when I was 17 years old. And the crazy part about that is, like, I used to make good grades in school quite often. I would make straight A's sometimes, many times. And my grandmother would be proud of me. So, like, when I made straight A's, she would take my report card and she put it on the wall in the house, whatever, right?
We all had those moments when we were in school. Had to get the report card and had to play the, I don't know what happened to it, look.
And my friends, even though I grew up poor, I always had school clothes, I always had Jordans, because that's what I wanted, and I always had the best video games first. So my friends would come to my house to play video games. When they would come to my house to play video games, they would see my report card on the wall, and they would know my secret. I was smart. So they see my report card, they make fun of me, like, this dude's stupid. He made all A's. Like, that just don't make any, that's totally illogical. Nonetheless, that's what they teased me for. That's what they made fun of me for. It's not deep, that's just what they made fun of me for. What's crazy is when I got arrested the first time when I was 17, I got arrested by the FBI. I went to this big school in Houston, 2,000 plus kids. Everybody saw me get arrested. When everybody saw me get arrested, and then I came back to school 3 days later, nobody made fun of me. Everybody showed me love. Everybody applauded me and lauded me, and all of a sudden I was a cool kid. So society taught me something, right? Because when I made good grades, people made fun of me. When I got arrested, people showed me love. Wow. So I get arrested when I'm 17 by the FBI, and it was just later. I continued. My grandmother passed away at the same time. She never knew I got arrested because she was already sick when I got arrested, and my family, they didn't want that to stress her out, so they didn't tell her, and she ended up passing away. Because if they would have told her, she would have died of a broken heart. So they never told her I got arrested. Like a few months after I got arrested, she passed away. I started making a whole lot more bad choices. And by the time I was 20, I was convicted of 4 felonies and sentenced to the Texas State Penitentiary.
Mama, I'ma be everything you saw in me. This is not a sad song. I've been shining oh so bright, simply cause you raised me right. Yeah, and you gave me so much game. I'ma make sure the whole world say your name. P-E-A-R-L-I-E. I call her Miss Collins, may she rest in peace. She be why I be me. Mama raised a monster, left the world with a bitch. I grew up poor, and I ain't even know it. We lagged off, she ain't even show it. She kept me focused, yeah, in them textbooks. Now I'm living good, look how them checks look. She taught me about love, she taught me about life. Showed me what was wrong, and taught me what was right. Then she let me live my life, but I made mistakes. She still showed me love, so I guess she taught me grace. She taught me about faith and family, and how should be a place of peace, even in the calamity. She told me straight, this world is insanity. But once I make it out the trap, oh, what a man I'll be. Well, I made it, mama, wish you could see me now. I got the world watching, cause I'm straight gleaming now. I did good, it's cause cause she did better. This is not a song, it's a love letter. Yeah, mama, mama, I'ma be everything you saw in me. True, you were gone, don't get it confused. This is not a sad song. I've been shining oh so bright, simply cause you raised me right. Yeah, and you gave me so much game. I'ma make sure the whole world say your name. Pearlie, a Collins Collins, let she rest in peace. CCBYIBB. Mama raised a monster, left the world with a pig. Can we agree? There's nothing like your mother's hug, your mother's rub, a mother's love when you hungry. What's better than mama's grub? Acting bad, moving fast, mama's tug. She pull your shirt tail, yeah, slow you down, but always lift you up, never hold you down. And when she speak, you always know the sound. That the reason she the queen, she forever hold the crown. That's how Pearlie was, that's what monsters like. But it's always 2020 when it's hindsight. When she was round, I took her for granted. Now she's nowhere to be found on the entire planet. But it's all Gucci, I turned out alright. She the reason why I'm shining in this limelight. I did good, it's cause she did better. This is not a song, it's a love letter. Yeah, mama, mama, I'ma be everything you saw in me. True, you were gone, don't get it confused. This is not a sad song. I've been shining oh so bright, simply cause you raised me right. Yeah, and you gave me so much game. I'ma make sure the whole world say your name. Pearlie, a Collins Collins, may she rest in peace. CCBYIBB. Mama raised a monster, left the world with a piece.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. Usually people, when they get arrested the first time at age 17, they get arrested by the police. Why were you arrested by the FBI? That's very different. Why is it was the FBI?
Yeah, it was the FBI. And the reason why is because, I don't know, I've always thought different, right? So, like, people in my neighborhood sold drugs.
Yeah.
It was a drug-infested community, sold drugs. And I figured out why people sell drugs. Like, I know you grew up middle class and whatnot, but pop quiz, this role reversal. I'm gonna interview you. Why do people sell drugs?
I'm assuming to get out of poverty, make a lot of money by selling drugs, and that's probably why. And maybe they sell drugs because they need to have drugs to utilize on themselves as well.
I know what the second one, which is to make money. Now, whether people do it because they figure that's their only bet, the only way they can get money, or whether people want nice stuff and their 9-to-5 job won't provide for that. So me being young and dumb, young, smart, and dumb, I'm like, well, when I sell drugs, I can just make money. I can cut out the middleman and just make money. So I was so smart, I figured out how to make money, and then I would take the money that I made and I would sell it to people in the hood. Like counterfeit money, right?
Oh, gotcha. Oh, counterfeit money. Okay.
That's the number one question right there. Like, why did you arrest by the FBI? And like, I was making money. Like, that's not wrong. Like, well, when you make money, that's a federal offense. And that's why they brought in the federalities. They brought in the feds, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and they arrested me.
Wow. Now,
I would do it.
I'm curious about this.
Okay.
When you're making money, to have people to really be in trouble, you have to have someone accept that money, not knowing it's fake money. So back, how many years ago was this? This is like 20 years. No, this is not, maybe like 15, 18 years ago. What is it?
Yeah, it's like 20 years ago.
Okay, so 20 years ago, and you're a young kid. How did you get the material to make the fake money? I mean, today they have printers that can make fake money look really authentic. How did you get away? Because I would imagine the FBI, if you were giving out Monopoly money, it didn't look like real money. You probably wouldn't get arrested because no one would have accepted the money. So how did you make money to look like real money?
First, he takes real $5 bills and sets out to remove all of their ink. He soaks them in a degreaser bought at an automotive store and heats them up for a minute or so in a microwave oven. He teaches them how to brush the bills clean. He finishes washing the bill in a bowl of water and sprays it with a household cleaner.
What is that doing to the bill? Just cleaning that crap off of it.
And then he uses a hairdryer to finish the drying process. When he's done, what used to be a $5 bill is virtually blank.
Here we go.
Except for the watermark of Abraham Lincoln. To make the fake 100, he'll use an inkjet printer.
So inkjet printer, never a laser printer. Right, inkjet.
He scans a photo of a real $100 bill.
Yeah, you want to make sure that the bill is centered. The machine is scanning this every time, and that's what it's putting on top of here.
And prints it on top of the blank paper he just created from that $5 bill.
Dude, I think you just solved our problem.
I can't speak on what happened was the conditions of my of charge and prosecution. I will speak too much on that. What I can share is you kind of hit on the head because this was before fancy printers and all that good stuff. It's a point that I make, right? Because like I perform songs about my life, and then I talk about my music. That's the motivational speaker part. And so one of the points that I often make is I was smart, but I made a dumb decision. One, just because you're smart doesn't mean that you can't make dumb decisions. And two, just because you can make dumb decisions doesn't mean you're not smart. That's really the takeaway that I want people to get from that. I was so smart, I figured out 20 years ago how to make counterfeit money. And not only was it like this one-time deal or whatever, right? I was like making fake money, and then I would take it and go sell it to people in the hood and be like, here's $1,000 counterfeit, give me $500 real. And so then they could go do what they wanted to go do with the money, and then I was getting real money. And there's a movie about my life called Tower to Tower, a documentary. You can find it online. It's just called Tower to Tower. And but there's a scene, I wish it was more climatic, how it happened. But I'm still 17 years old. I figured out how to make counterfeit money. I got a lot of money, but I'm still doing childish stuff. So I got caught shooting dice at school. Like
with the counterfeit.
It was like I got hundreds of thousands of dollars, real and fake. But I'm in school shooting dice for dollars because I'm still a kid. You know,
that's interesting, funny, entertaining at the same time, but it's not funny to be in. Now you said you were only in jail 3 days though. With the FBI, the first gig was a 3-day stint, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're out.
And the reason being that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason with that is, you get arrested no matter who you are, and then you can get out on bail, right? Depending on, they set a bail, and then you post the bail, you get out. Depending on the nature of the crime, dictates how much money it costs for you to get out on bail. Me, this was the first time I got arrested.
I bet they checked I bet they checked that bail money to make sure that bail money was real money. I bet they checked that, right? Because you can say, here's my bail.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so you came out of jail, and look, by the way, let's play a piece of music now, because the story is interesting, but of course the music's interesting as well.
Video. I can only be me.
Okay, I've got that one. Let's do that one. Okay, on the Dave Darin Show, here we go.
Saul Paul, hey. Light up, shut it up, still I feel so far, so short. Never know one thing for sure. I can only be me. I can only be me. Light up, shut it up, still I feel so far, so short. Never know one thing for sure. I can only be me. I can only be me. I was born with a purpose, but I'm nervous, cause I can still fail. So I'm posted on the curb here, steady serving, gonna get in the smell. I ain't scared of jail, but it seems that I'm afraid to bail myself and expose myself and live like free without a care. But I know it's a cost that I gotta pay if I desire to live my dream. So I tell like it is, through my tears and my pills, writing how I sing. Thus I've been free from violent dreams and silent screams, and realize I can only be me. Yeah. Hey, Lord, I try spoken shared with me. He was there for me, cared for me, plotting my course carefully. Intended G to be a blessing be. But the storm didn't rest in peace. Black Western norms ain't stressing me. Understanding just testing me. Chomping gangs with a lesson B. Get to the other side with a blessing B. Pounds with a crush, a lesson G. But I'm too real, I'm get the best of me. Recognize God want the best of me. Gotta be a gallon if you invest in me. Odds as it gets a better return. With the way I'm built, just the better I learn. Think it makes sense just to wait my turn. Cause the game's on tilt, make it flares and perms. So I'm holding it true, holding it down till it make it do what it do. Life into life in the penthouse view with a letter right now. I gotta make it right now. If I knew what I now know, maybe 5 years ago, I'd be so far low. But I can only be me. But since I got no time machine, right now must be the time for me. If not, I still believe. Cause I can only be me. Goes down right now, 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 now. Goes down right now, 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 now. Goes down right now, 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 now. If your mind right, then shine right now, now. Goes down right now, 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 now. Goes down right now, 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 now. Goes down right now, 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 now. If your mind right, then shine right now, now.
We're back to the Dave Darin Show. We got Saul Paul here on the show. And by the way, there's a political candidate, RuPaul, right? Wasn't there? Or no, RuPaul's the cross-dresser. Right? Isn't there RuPaul?
The eternal beauty, mistress of the dark.
We got accomplishes more. So you were in jail those 3 days you came out, and you said that then you were kind of respected. Were you respected because then they thought, well, here's a guy who came out. He's going to be a tough guy, even though he's in jail 3 days. So they kind of respected you because they feared you, or did they respect you because they thought, well, here's a guy with straight A's, and now here we see that he's as badass as we are. So what was the reason that you were sort of more respected?
It was more of the latter. You know what I mean? Like some of my close friends knew I made straight A's and whatnot, but everybody knew that I went to jail. And I don't know, it speaks to a deeper point, man. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Let's keep going deep. I mean, you know, if a person wins a Super Bowl, they might be a deplorable individual, but if they can win a Super Bowl, then hey, we celebrate them, right? That's culture right there. Like, hey, you won a Super Bowl. A guy could basically suck as a human, but if he can sing a good song, you know, he's a rock star. You know, it's like, dude, like, and so like culture celebrates certain things, right? There was an artist that recently died, like from an overdose. And we act like it's all good, and it wasn't. You know what I mean? He did drugs, and that wasn't good. And he did too many at the same time, and he died. And the culture celebrates it. Like, he lived a great life. No, man, he killed himself on accident. It's kind of stupid. But that's culture that makes that okay. So I grew up in the culture. And every culture is different. So, like, you know, I hate when people want to judge one culture over another, but lots of cultures celebrate stupid stuff. Just like people that die over, like drug culture celebrates using drugs, and then when you die, they don't even say like, "Dang, you did it wrong." You know what I mean? Like you died. Like that wasn't the goal. And me, I grew up in a culture that celebrated like, "What? You got arrested? All right, you cool now." And me, I'm just a young kid, so I'm like 7 billion people on the planet, but we all want the same thing. We all want love. And me, I discovered by accident, like, hold up. So when I do bad, like I make good grades and people make fun of me, I do bad stuff and people show me love. So in my young mind, I'm like, I got it. I'll become the best at being the worst. I'll get the most love. That makes sense, right? Oh, yeah. That's logical. It was illogical, but you know what I mean? In my mind, it made sense. And so I committed to going down the path of doing dirt and being the best at it. I saw something I could be good at because what it took to be a good criminal, to be a good gangster, to be a G, was bravery. You know what I'm saying? I had the nuts to do it. Like, this is like people were scared to do stuff, and I wasn't scared to take risks. So I kept taking risks, and it continually moved me up the food chain.
I wonder if it's still like that today. Because, for instance, okay, so you watch these movies and these Italian neighborhoods, for instance. You see these Italian movies, and one guy you see this young kid, I forget what it was, Good Guys, or I forget the name of the movie, but young kid, he must be like 7 years old. He's running numbers, which are, the illegal gambling. And then he's shooting dice, and he's like the little kid. He's admired by the adults, and he's getting more and more badass, but he's getting respect. He's getting love from the Italian community. So you see these movies, but you assume those movies, and you assume your lifestyle is from 20 years ago. Is it like that now? Do you think it's like that even currently today?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The cool part about, me as an artist and my career and what I get to do, like, I'm connected. When I'm connected, I'm connected to the community, I'm connected to the streets, and I'm connected to the youth. So, like, I'm there. I'm talking to kids. Not only do I go out perform and talk to kids, kids talk back to me. And, yes, it's the same difference.
So you're connected with you're connected with the kids of today who would be in your situation 20 years ago. You're connected with kids that are going through the life you lived.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I'm connected with the others too because I'm diverse. I mean, you see the guitar? Like, this is a white people's instrument. That was a joke. You put a laugh track there. But the kids,
I got a guitar too because I'm a white guy, right? I've got a guitar. Now I know why.
You're so. Dude, you're a cliche. Get it like get a turntable or something. But that's the big deal. See, like, I take pride in what I do. The only reason I learned to play the guitar was so I could reach people who were like, oh, that's good, but that's rap, that's for them. And I'm like, this message is universal, just like the Italian community, like what you just mentioned, right? Like, these issues they're not just for one people group or whatnot. But yeah, I'm connected to the kids that are literally living through what I already went through, but I'm connected to the other kids as well because, there's this phrase, at risk, right? Or people call these certain kids at risk, but the truth is we're all at risk of making bad choices.
Yeah. Do you feel that's what I believe. Yeah. When you go into those neighborhoods, are you at risk because they see you as a guy that came from there and now he's some fucking know-it-all who now has a music career, and now he's a motivational speaker? Are you at risk going in that community and they think, oh, here's a guy who thinks he's above us? Are you at risk?
Oh, yeah. Not at all. Like, no. I love it, bro. I love it. Nobody asks these questions like, no, but there are people that maybe have to deal with that, but I don't know. I'm just 100. Y'all call me a motivational speaker. In the hood, you call it somebody that spits game. I'm just a game spitter. You call it an OG. And so you like OGs. Like, OGs give you game and wisdom. Like, that's who gave me game and wisdom were OGs. People that were older than me, wiser than me. The problem was they told me how, like, there was a time when, maybe I was hustling drugs. They told me, like, the best way to do that. They told me the best time to hit a lick, to commit a crime or whatever it was. Like, that was wisdom. It was like, yeah, but okay, well, they couldn't tell me like how to invest my funds. They didn't tell me the best how to select my major when I went to college. They didn't tell me how to select the college. They didn't tell me, they didn't give me wise life advice. As a performer and as a speaker, I realized that it doesn't matter that I spoke well. It matters that you heard what I said. And if I don't communicate in a way to where the audience actually hears me, then I didn't do my job. Like, it doesn't matter. Well, I put it out there, they didn't hear me. And a lot of people spoke to me when I was young, but they didn't connect and I didn't hear them. At the end of the day, they still get to go back home, sit at home, and I still went to prison. So shame on me for not hearing. But if they're going to be effective, then they weren't because they didn't speak my language. Me, I think I understand the language of the culture. And I just speak that language, and then people know my intentions, which is just, I just really want to see people be successful. Like, I'm successful, I made it. I think it's messed up that nobody actually wanted to help me when I was trying to come up. I'm a little bit different in the sense that I don't quit. Like, I'm not going to blame fingers. If I was going to get mad at somebody, I'd be mad at the universe. I'd be mad at God because my mom died when I was 3. That's not fair. My dad left me and I never met my dad in my life. That's not fair. I'm born black, and they like the system is biased toward people of my complexion and ethnicity. That's not fair. There's so many things that are against me that aren't fair, but I'm not bitter at life at all. Instead, it was like, cool, I think I'm great enough to where I can rise up and still be successful.
Woo. Real talk, I just signed a deal. I'm Saul Paul, my signature say Mr. Neil. That's so new, like a couple months ago. I tell you now, why, nigga, I don't know. I forgot, I been on my grizzly. Y'all don't tweet me, I be busy. I be dizzy, flights back to back, coast to coast. I don't talk that much, I'm known to boast. Now I won't provoke someone, come try approach. Come at me wrong, cause you don't know me though. Came a long way from foster care, run them streets. Now your mama like, look at speed on TV. I been on my grind, you on Facebook, follow me. You see how faith look. You wasting time on them status, so parents play up in your status. Think it's time for me to upgrade. My first TED talk, that was pretty fresh. Actually did too, the only constant was myself. I shared the stage, this boss up at night. He like good music, so of course you know he like me. He wanna work to headquarters, he invite me. I got the tour, right there to change my psyche. Everybody asking, hey folk, you got sign? Pimp and pump your brakes, I told you these things, they take time. What I can say, got some dope kicks, but I ain't warm yet. 2 months later, now I'm touring on foreign jets. My first tour, international. My life look like my prison, what I been mashing for. I been on my grind, you on Facebook, follow me. You see how faith look. You wasting time on your status, so parents play up if your status. Think it's time for an upgrade. Tower to tower, you should Google that. Speaking of which, I did a show at Google, man. I found the address using Google Maps. Used to be in prison eating ramen noodle packs. But I had a plan, some grind, a lot of faith. A lot of patience to deal with a lot of fakes. A lot of favor, a boatload of grace. Now I'm 915, get it? Now I'm straight. I been on my grind, you on Facebook, follow me. See how faith look. You wasting time on them status, so parents play up if your status. Think it's time for an upgrade. I been on my grind, you on Facebook, follow me. You see how faith look. You wasting time on them status, so parents play up if your status. Think it's time for an upgrade.
Let me ask you this: if you were not arrested at that younger age, and then a few times afterwards, would your life have been in a lot worse condition? Like, did you need to be arrested? Do you think that helped?
Yeah, the truth is, it's funny for me, not for anybody else. 7 billion people. I don't have a Saul Paul. I just know for me, the best thing that ever happened to me was going to prison. It's the way that I'm built. Like, I'm hard-headed. I wasn't scared. Blah blah blah. People could tell me what was going to happen, and for me. After I went to prison, and I was sitting in prison, I realized, like, whoa, this is not the business. Like, I don't want to be here. This sucks. Nobody told me this part of the story. And that was my rock bottom. Wrote a song about it. It's called Rock Bottom. But that was my rock bottom, and I realized, like, yeah, I got to change up. So it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't encourage it. I don't encourage other people to go try it. I don't encourage those that prosecute and send people to prison to be like, that's what they need. No, that's just called punishment. Like, for me, it allowed me to sit still and be quiet long enough and to observe life. Because I've been moving so fast, like, I was born into the fast life, and then I was in it. So I didn't realize I was moving so fast. And, when you sit in prison, you literally just sit in prison. And I observe things, and I realized that, like, you know what? That's why I realized culture is such a powerful thing. Like, people do stuff, and they think it's their own idea, but really it's just groupthink. It's group speak. Like, you say that because that's what people say. You do that because that's what people do. I'm a touring artist, and people talk different in New York than they do in Texas. And they talk different than they do in Cali. And I'm talking about, like, the same people group. But it's like cultural, it's community, and it's like they act and behave a certain way. Me, when I was incarcerated, I was taken out of my circle and my clique. And then I started to observe, like, And then I started to really understand who I was. So yeah, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. But my name, Saul Paul, it came from the Bible. In the Bible, the Apostle Paul, before his name was Paul, his name was Saul. When his name was Saul, he was a bad dude, like murderer. I mean, he did a bunch of deplorable things and whatnot. And then one day, he met Jesus and his life changed, and his name changed as well. And he went from Saul to Paul. I can just relate to that because, what I realized is no matter how much I tell people how bad I was, people don't really get it. Till sometimes they'll watch the movie or they'll come across some things from my past, and then they'll realize whoa, because see, I got a good smile now. You know what I'm saying? And I look good. So I think people don't really get how bad I was, but I really changed and went from Saul to Paul. I got convicted of a charge that I didn't even do. And I'm not even mad about that because I think of all the stuff that I did do that I still didn't get charged for. Because I'm real, you know what I mean? Okay, well, it all balances out. I just have this different mentality. I think it might be in part because the old woman raised me. Old people, they live long enough to where they're like, you know what? They just don't sweat the small stuff. I don't sweat the small stuff either. But yeah, me going to prison, I hit rock bottom, was able to stop, slow down, observe life. Also discovered that I was born on purpose with a purpose. And then that gave me the motivation to do what I had to do because I believe, I don't know, because I know my dream is bigger than my circumstances. So I'm constantly grinding toward my dream.
Yeah, let's play another song now. We do have Rise. I know you talked about Rising.
That's a great song to play right there. That's how I feel about it.
Rise to the moment, rise to the occasion. Open your eyes, recognize there's greatness within your reach. You should seize it, you should take it. Can you see it? Can you taste destiny? Hard work in the planner, that's a recipe for success that'll launch you where them blessings be. The road to riches though, that's where them testers be. But I'm focused that you're not stressing me. A lot of pride, plus a lot of confidence. And my job is to see what is not obvious. As a pioneer, an entrepreneur. So I'ma work it out till it's smoother than velour, for sure. See, I'ma make it to the finish line. I got my second win, and now it's finish time. It's like spinach time, and I am Popeye. Stop short? No, not I.
Rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine. Yeah, sing rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine. Yeah.
Now you got nothing to lose, but to make you daddy play like you got nothing to choose. You got nothing to lose, but to make you daddy play like you got nothing to choose. Now, put your hands in the sky, waving side to side. We ain't going nowhere, we just waving bye-bye. To all of the haters, to all the haters, to all of the haters. Say holla, see you later. Put your hands in the sky, waving side to side. We ain't going nowhere, we just waving bye-bye. To all of the haters, to all the haters, to all of the haters. Say holla, see you later.
Rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine. Yeah, sing rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine. Yeah.
All right, we're back. We're talking to Saul Paul, and I got the name right. Let me ask you this. I'm really curious about this, and this may be the last question on this particular topic. Then we'll switch up. I don't, what I've heard, and I don't know this for a fact, when you're convicted of a felony, that felony stays with you forever. You serve your time, but do you really serve your time? Because that is still with you. Is that fair? Because it seems to me like, okay, you're put in jail. You're given a certain amount of time to be in jail, to serve your time for the felony and pay for that crime that you committed by serving the time. Once you come out, though, you're still on your record. You still have that felony, right? Is that true?
Yeah.
Now, is that
That's
fair?
very true.
Is that fair? Because it
I
was...
think
Go ahead.
No, that's not. It's not fair at all. I can definitely speak to that. You articulated it well. That's basically it. Supposedly, you do the crime, you do the time, you pay your debt to society, you move on. The part of that equation that changes is you do the crime, you pay your debt to society, and then you just keep paying your debt to society.
Yes.
You can never pay your debt to society because there's an indelible mark on you that follows you around. That's kind of how it works. That's why my goal is preemptively, like to stop people from going into the system. I want to touch on there's some systemic issues, and that doesn't happen by changing the people. That happens by changing the system. I'm personally excited to be a part of an organization called Just Leadership, where there's some other individuals like myself who've been involved in the system, ultimately locked up, got out, and are doing great for themselves. And we get some executive training. And we're already making major moves. You know what I mean? Like, my goal is to do it big because my grandmother invested in me, and I'm trying to pay her back. She's dead and gone, but I'm her legacy. So I plan to do big things just because she saw it in me. But because there's other individuals like myself who are making major moves and doing great things, but then even helping us take it to a different level and decarcerate America, because America has an incarceration problem. That's why we just lock people up. But like you already pointed out, cool, you're not just locking people up. It's not simple and punitive. I went to prison. I did my time. Now I want to be a law-abiding citizen and contribute to society. I'm going to get a job and do right. Okay, but now they can't even get a job because they're continuously judged because of their background, constantly putting them back in a situation to when it's like, dude, I've been trying to get work, but I can't. And I can just go over here and do the thing that I used to do and like make money like that. And then it kind of forces somebody back. So that's how we have to change the rules a little bit, change these systems to break the cycle. It like basically follows people. Sadly, there's a business involved to it because there's lots of money to be made off of incarceration. But these are real people and these are real lives. So I'm excited about playing my part to change the system.
I'll tell you what, you're there to... Can you play a song? I know we've talked a lot here. Can you play a song live for us? You have time?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I got time. I'm just trying to think of a song. Is this, I want to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a song, and I'm going to do the Darin Show remix. So I'll perform the song as is, and then I'm going to do an impromptu freestyle at the end. So this is an exclusive. It didn't exist before this moment. All right. So real quick though, like, can you give me like, for the freestyle part of the song, give me a word. I want to have some lives and incorporate some input from you. So give me a word. Give me 3 words that I should incorporate in the song.
Okay.
The last part.
Okay.
My freestyle.
Okay. Since I've got the desire to help out my fellow musicians, we'll use the word desire. Let's see, desire. Let's use the word living because I want people to be able to live their dreams and their desires. So we'll use the word living. So we got desire, living, and personality. I believe people should be able to enjoy their personalities.
Desire, living, and personality. Okay. So I'm going to remix a song called On the Front Page. I wrote this song because I was actually featured on the front page of the Austin American Statesman. That was a huge deal, thing on the front page. I'm like, who knew? I'm an artist, so I did what an artist should do. I wrote about it. And that's what this song is called. It's called On the Front Page. Check it out. Now I'm on the front page. I never thought the sun I was on a blood blaze. Yeah. And now I'm starting on stage. How you say? I guess my daddy finally came. And now I'm on the front page. I never thought this when I was on a blind blaze. Yeah, and now I'm starting on stage. How they say? I guess my day finally came. Grew up in a wood house, sitting on bricks. Now I stay in the A, falling in the mix. My mama died, my daddy left, I never had help. Now I make a living helping everybody else. Decided at an early age, I'ma go for sale. Ended up in the cage, grinding, getting well. I'm smart, learn quick, man. This ain't working. I got hard to earn chips, I start working. You get what you grind for in life, that's for certain. Give them when you place your faith in God, not a person. See, that's my secret to success. The reason that I'm blessed, it ain't no need for me to stress. That ain't the state of the drama, don't come at me. My road get bumpy like when my face was full of acne. The same way I grew past that, the same way my problems fade away like ashes. Now I'm on the front page. I never thought this when I was on a blind blaze. Yeah, now I'm stunting on stage. How they say? I guess my daddy finally came. Now I'm on the front page. I never thought this when I was on the blind blaze. Yeah, now I'm stunting on the stage. How they say? I guess my daddy finally came. Yeah, I guess my daddy finally came. Saul Paul, cause you didn't know my name. I guess my daddy finally came. Saul Paul, cause you didn't know my name. So let me see, Destiny? Was that it?
Yeah, one of them was
Living.
Destiny, Living, and Personality.
Desire, Living, and Personality. All right, check it out. If y'all out there, every time I use one of these words, show me a little love by Chucking the Deuce. I got it a lot. That's why I'm giving. The second word that he gave me, it was living. I wasn't living when I was sitting in the prison. And then I came back to the free world now. I'm shining bright like a prison. I had to do what I'm doing. Say, give me a few more seconds, and I promise I could wreck it. And I could shine bright like diamonds on a rapper's necklace. I'm from Texas, Austin specifically. Check it out, say, I once lived ignorantly. But then I changed, now I'm so intellectual. I do my thing and everyone say I'm the next to blow. I figure I should own the cool, just let you know that I'ma knock the game out. TKO, I'm something special and this is my life. I'm a personality. They didn't say that twice, I said it once. I am no Dante. I done came up since smoking on blunts way. I'm down in Tribeca, pulling these stunts, man. Here in Arizona once, man. I went through, I did a show in the AZ. Nobody hated, no one tried to play me. Now when I come through, they show love and they play me. My life is Patrick, I mean that is Swayze. The flow loco, you could call me crazy. Man, I see it clearly. No more seeing it hazy. And I desire to live my destiny. I got that Texas swag, I'm a Texan G. They not stressing me, God he be blessing me. That's what it is, and Popo wanna arrest the G. So instead, I do like I'm supposed to. They not close to. The kids Saul Paul, me I'm tri-coastal. East Coast, West Coast, and the South too. I got a mouthful and a heart full of some artful. Yeah, and I be speaking anytime I get the chance to. I play guitar, but I also like making dance grooves. But I dedicate this to Mr. Dave Darin. Shout out to y'all on the web that is staring at. Now I'm on the front page. I never thought this when I was on a blind blaze. Yeah, now I'm starting on stage. How they say? I guess my day finally came. Now I'm on the front page. I never thought this when I was on a blind blaze. Yeah, now I'm starting on stage. How they say? I guess my day finally came. Dave Darin Show Live Remix.
That was incredible, man. I have never had anyone do freestyle on my show. And I will tell you, to work those words in, it was amazing that you could just do that. That takes some significant talent. It's a natural instinct, I believe, right? You can't learn that. It's natural, right?
It is. It's true. It's funny. I learned a lot of life lessons from it because I'm kind of trying to teach improv and create opportunities for like people to be able to flow. But to be able to freestyle, you have to like stop thinking about it and be instincts, like thrive on your instincts. if I'm trying to block stuff and like, oh, I can't say this or should I say that, if I'm insecure, then it blocks the flow. And I realize that's what life is like as well. Like when you're insecure, when you're second guessing yourself, when you're thinking about it instead of being about it, it often blocks the flow. But once you just let it go, then you can have that free flow, that free form, that word association. And that's where the creativity comes from. And it takes it here to there and being in the moment, being present in the moment.
Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely a natural talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought I was going to throw you off with personality because that was tough. Because desire, maybe that was a little bit easier. Living, I thought I'd get you on the personality one because it's a lot of syllables there. How's he going to work this one in? And it's funny, when I told you the words, I was thinking, okay, let me see if he's going to have the look of panic on his face when I give him these 3 complicated words. But then I did see you as I'm talking. I heard the brain gears spinning. Like, okay, I saw you were doing 2 things at one time. You were talking to me, and you were having a conversation, but the words were in your head floating around, right?
That's it. Yeah, it's I tell people, as soon as I get the word, the way my brain works, it's just automatically like bam, 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 bam. And then it's, just think about how it works. Like it's storytelling. I'm excited. I'm gonna be in the. I was accepted as an official showcasing artist for the Folk Alliance International Folk Alliance Festival in February in Kansas City. And as I researched, like I'm a folk artist and I play the guitar and whatnot. And as I researched, because people will be like, well, wait a minute, it's a folk fest, and like, why are you playing? You're a rapper. And I'm like, well, I mean, I define genre differently than you do. And like folk music is really like storytelling via song, right? And so I think, especially like when you freestyle, there's a lot of storytelling that goes on into that. And so you'll get those words, but I think the biggest part for me, like when I'm freestyling and making a song, is it's like the story. So like the words will go in the story, like Mad Libs back in the day. Like if people remember that from school, you fill out like noun, adjective, verb, adverb, whatever. But you can put words in the song, but it's less about the words and more about like what's the story being told. And so I think at the core, like as a filmmaker, as a speaker, as a musician, the core of it is I'm a storyteller.
And I understand, from listening to rap music, because I do, believe it or not. I'm one of the few white guys that listen to rap music, right? But it's interesting when I listen. What?
There are a few now.
Yeah, there are a few now, right? There are a few now. You're right. I agree with you. But when I listen to rap music, of course, the words are very important. That's the importance of the whole music is the words. And I've always been the type of person, I listen to the words of music. I've always been that type person. I'm a musician. I play the guitar. But I've always been fascinated. I want to know the story. I want to know the words. I want to understand what that person wants to tell me. So that's what rap music is. It's telling a story, whether it's a personal story or a story that you're relating on for somebody else. When you write your songs, are they all about you, or are they stories that you're talking about based upon society, about other people that you know, and you want to express their story based upon your talent? How do you write?
I write from a personal place. It's very unique. Like, I'm autobiographical. And I don't know. I think that's what I'm passionate about. That actually, it's cool that other people can tell other people's story, but me, I don't know. I'm living I like to say I make the truth rhyme. I think that's also like the freestyle. It's like, well, it's all true. So my goal is to make it rhyme because I'm just telling a true story, and I think that I have a unique perspective. It's really being comfortable because once I realize that I see things different, and so because you want to be creative. I think the way that I see things is like naturally creative because I don't see things the way other people see things. Like going to prison, best thing ever happened to me. Or like you lucky, like nah, you create your own luck. And it's like I'm so different in the way that I think just by doing what I do and communicating makes it me create something that's unique and stands out that's different. But for the most part, I'm writing my story. But I meet so many people who come up in my music. I don't have to tell their story through my music, but I meet so many people that you'll probably pop up in a song.
Yeah, wow, tremendous, fascinating. So it was great having you on the show, Saul Paul. How do people engage with you? I want to make sure that when they see the show here, they know how to keep engaged with you, talk to you, figure out where you're touring, because you said you're on tour now. So I'd like to make sure people know how to engage with you. How do they do that?
I'm trying to simplify as much as I can. My name is Saul Paul, SaulPaul. If you type that into an internet browser, Saul Paul, and you put a .com on it, you can get at me worldwide. That's my website. On social media, Instagram is Saul Paul, Twitter is Saul Paul, Facebook is Saul Paul. Any other social media is always Saul Paul. And my email address, that's a complicated one, because that's saulpaul@saulpaul.com. Okay. So, basically, you can just Google me. I already tell people to just Google me. My SEO is on point. So I know I got it popping because, like, if you type in Saul Paul and you spell it wrong, Google will autocorrect you and be like, "Did you mean Saul Paul?" Yeah, so, right. If you remember my name, you can find me.
Okay, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close the show with a final song. I'm going to play something that I remember from 8 years ago when I first started the radio show. I had a rap artist on. He was 16 years old. And I remember that his father had left him and with his mother and his mother raised him. And the guy wrote this song, and the words of it impressed me to the degree that he was a 16-year-old kid, yet his music was so deep and the lyrics to his rap were so deep. I want to play that. Listen to the song from Young Mystic is his name. I haven't kept in touch with him since. I tried to over the course of about every 3 years. I try to hook up with the guy again, and I don't know where he is. I can't find him, and I hope he's okay. But his music was so intense. I remember, like every 2 years, I remember that song, and I'll play his song, and I'll remember that it touched me. So I'll play that during the segment with you.
Okay. All right.
All right, cool, man. Thanks so much for being on the show. Thank Beatrice over there. I hear her in the background. Tell her to thank. Oh, there she is. Thanks for sending me another great artist, Beatrice. I'll talk to you soon.
I gotta let it all out on this one. I've been holding back too long. 19 years to be exact. Listen, true story. I was adopted at 3 months old. Pops left my mom sitting cold and alone. What kind of man leaves his only wife? Newborn son to live a lonely life. I can't believe he just up and left. The utmost form of disrespect. I know something that you'll never see, and that's the type of man that I've grown to be. I've been making music, just doing my thing. I was MVP of my b-ball team. Well, I'm pretty sure you don't even care. I mean, my whole life you were never even there. Don't think that I'm ever gonna miss you. Don't think that I'm ever gonna quit. Don't think that I'm weak within. I mean, I've got a father, but you're not him.
I ain't never gonna be like you. You ain't never gonna be like me. No matter how hard you try, you'll still mean nothing to me. I ain't never gonna be like you. You ain't never gonna be like me. No matter how hard you try, you'll still mean nothing to me.
I think about it every single day, an everlasting pain that won't go away. And I reminisce on exactly what you did. Your prior actions affect how I live. You'll never know how I feel inside. Once contemplated suicide, but now I've come to realize that there's a real purpose to my life. I gotta prove I can make it without you. I gotta prove there's a reason that I doubt you. I gotta prove I can make it on my own and live my new life as a king on my throne. I gotta prove I can make it as a father, not only for me but for my future daughter or future son, either one. I gotta prove that I'm not a bum.
I ain't never gonna be like you. You ain't never gonna be like me. No matter how hard you try, you'll still mean nothing to me. I ain't never gonna be like you. You ain't never gonna be like me. No matter how hard you try, you'll still mean nothing to me.
I made a promise to myself that when I have a son or daughter, I'ma be there for them. When they first walk, talk, all that. I love you, Ma.
I ain't never gonna be like you. You ain't never gonna be like me. No matter how hard you try, you'll still mean nothing to me. I ain't never gonna be like you. You ain't never gonna be like me. No matter